Zach Collaros, Winnipeg Blue Bombers quarterback. I've been told that's the proper way to say it. Am I
Wrong.
correct?
Collaros.
Collaros.
Yeah, you learned that out in Sask?
Oh my God. No, John Hodge has been trying to coach me up how to say it.
No, it's Collaros.
Say it one more time.
Collaros.
Collaros.
Yeah.
Not Collaros.
No.
Not Collaros.
No. I mean, I don't know. My grandmother, my yaya used to say Collaros. I say what my yaya said.
That's why I'm asking you, the expert.
Listen, in high school they couldn't say it, and I'm from there, so it's all good. It's all good.
You're okay with Collaros?
I don't care what it is. It's all good. It doesn't bother me.
Zach is much, much easier.
Yeah, there you go.
There's been a lot of questions about how much longer is Zach Collaros going to play. I just said it the wrong way. But anyway, how many more years do you think you have?
I don't know. Year by year, I feel really good. It's been a great offseason. Yeah, my body feels good. Learning the game from a different, vantage point. I guess reigniting that with the guy I worked with in Hamilton, Tommy Condell, has been a lot of fun this offseason. Just getting after that, studying the game, and continuing to train and being able to throw and all that stuff has been great this offseason.
Since Tommy Condell has been hired as the offensive coordinator, what have you done to get back in tune with him?
Dove into the playbook, obviously, and, discussed things that in the last, decade we've done and had some success with and didn't have some success with. And, what I like personally to throw, what concepts I like to read out. Trying to blend all that stuff together, whether it's quick game, drop back, the play action, all those things, has been a lot of fun. And kind of getting to view the way that he approaches and installing all that stuff as the offensive coordinator. It's been really neat for me.
What was it like to work with Tommy Condell back then compared to now?
Oh, I'm older now. I think we're better friends now. We're still kind of learning each other out at the time, but I was just, very green, obviously, at that time. But I just remember he had so much that I could learn, and the way that he was teaching it was just really clean to me. So I just remember that time of my life, man, I'm starting to really love this game, really enjoy this game, because I'm starting to understand what the hell's going on out there, and he was the guy who really unlocked a lot of that for me.
That was then.
Yeah.
And then you're together now. So even him as a coach, how have you seen him change in what you're going over with?
Yeah, I think he's just gotten better and better at, explaining, concepts that are kind of difficult to explain. He's really good at, putting it in layman's terms, even for me, somebody who's been in it for a long time. He's seen it all as a coach. And there's no stone unturned with respect to what they're doing on defense. We're going to be prepared and understand what everybody's role is. So I'm really excited for that.
There's a lot of talk about the offense last year, multiple different ways. I think a lot of people are looking at your touchdown to interception ratio. How do you view that stat, the comparison, anything about it?
Oh, it's a stat I think that matters, and it can't be 1-to-1. It's just unacceptable, right? So, obviously, you don't want to throw interceptions ever, but the more efficient you can be with the football in your hands, the more touchdowns you can throw or hand off, whatever that looks like. I think the better the season is going to go for everybody involved, right? So, something as a quarterback, you obviously want to clean up, not turn the football over, and I think those numbers will play out in our favor.
What do you think is a quality touchdown to interception ratio in this day and age in the CFL?
I think you want to be above 2-to-1. Ideally, I'd like to be 3-to-1, 4-to-1. Yeah, I don't know when we we're winning those awards those couple of years. It was close to 3-to-1. I can recall. I'd have a 2 interception game. I'd really be pissed off about that. Because it's hard to close that gap. But
you might have had a similar total of interceptions, but you had a whole bunch more touchdowns. Yeah. So when you think of those seasons where you were the MOP, there was one year where I thought you should have been the MOP for the third straight year, but save that for another day. What was the difference?
I guess we made more plays, and I don't know. I don't know what the difference would have been. If you throw more touchdowns, guys are making more plays. I'm delivering the ball in a better, timely fashion, more accurately. All those things. There's a bunch of different things that go into it, right? So, we got to get back to that explosive nature.
It seems like it definitely could be there, especially with the additions that you made in the offseason up front on the offensive line, the receivers that you got in-house. But one player that won't be back, Chris Streveler. What was he to you as a teammate?
Oh, man, he's the ultimate teammate, ultimate friend. All the stories that you hear about him is true. With respect, him just being that guy in the locker room. Or just, again, a guy who's going to lay it out there on the line for you, whether he's on the field or helping you prepare at home. He's just a great dude. not just me, the whole organization's going to miss Chris. And yeah, I love Chris. There's not a lot of that I could say that hasn't been said about him in his playing days, and obviously this last week the announcement of his retirement. So
When I think about Chris Streveler, and I don't know much about him inside the walls, I think about him coming out of the doors at McMahon Stadium with the Grey Cup and, just his swag or charisma about him. And I think he had a laugh. The video went kind of viral. What do you remember from that night in Calgary after you guys won the Grey Cup?
I was sick. We all were pretty sick. I think that's the one thing I remember leaving the party pretty early, and my wife was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, I feel like crap. So I think a lot of us were sick, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. Obviously, Wade Miller in the he really blew it out, with the after party, and that was fun. But I can remember barely being able to talk. We had a lot of guys being sick then. I think that's around when I started. So
Can you remember what Chris Streveler was playing through? Like, there's these tales that'll go down in folklore.
I mean, yeah, like every time I get hurt, I'm like, hey, I'm just going to live in the pool like Chris did, to rehab that injury. I think he had a broken ankle, or he'd be able to tell you, but I've never seen a guy, gut it out the way that he did. Like that run he had in Calgary in the first game of the playoffs, like he was severely hampered by that ankle, and he still was like running a 4.5 on that play. It was just insane. I remember, and it was like minus 50 out. I'm like, what is going on right now? It just, yeah. I think like the Grey Cup, obviously his performance in that game he did a lot for us in that game, but the one against Calgary, I think deserves even more accolades and attention, because he was like 2 weeks closer to that injury, obviously, or away from that rehab, and he was just how fast he was running in that game, how physical he was playing through something like that. I can't even comprehend it. Yeah.
We got to see Zach Collaros, the broadcaster, with TSN. What was that experience like for you, and how did it come about?
I got a phone call one day, and it was an offer to do that. We didn't make the Grey Cup for that season. Obviously that was disappointing. I initially didn't want to do it. I turned it down, and kind of sought some advice from people that I trust. And they're like, "Hey, you should do it. Like, nobody really knows you outside of just playing football. I'm usually pretty buttoned up with this kind of stuff. Like, show your personality a little bit." And it was a great opportunity, and I had a lot of fun. Being able to work with the CFL TSN panel was great. It was a lot of fun. I think the adrenaline of doing it live was really cool too, to like still kind of be involved in the game a little bit, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the preparation of it, as you know, like you do the radio stuff too, but you've done this for a long time. But preparing for the game is probably as close as you can get to going out playing, right? Like the prep you put in the night before to go out there and then execute it is I'm not explaining it well enough, but
yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you are.
It was really cool. It was awesome.
Did you go back and watch film?
No. I'm still kind of like, I don't know if you do that, but
Definitely.
yeah, I watched tape on obviously on Sask and Montreal a lot leading into that game, but I didn't even want to watch myself. I cringe when I watch myself speak or do anything really. So
why is that? You're pretty nuts.
I don't know. I just don't love it. I'll let my wife watch and critique it. Yeah.
What did she say about it?
She's always gonna say I did well. Come on, my wife loves me.
Is that something in the future that you might be interested in after playing football?
We'll see. It was a lot of fun. It really was. And just staying involved in the game in some capacity is something that I want to do. Like I think it'd be hard to like get away from the competitive side of it, and whether that's coaching or front office stuff, whatever that looks like. But yeah, the CFL stuff was a lot of fun. The TSN stuff was a lot of fun. It really was. It definitely like opened my eyes to it a little bit and said like, hey, maybe this is something that I could, maybe chase at some point.
If you could pick, would you want to go coaching or the personnel route?
I don't know. I think the coaching part of it is like the closest you can get to being on the field. So like that's really attractive to me. But the team building aspect of the personnel side, I think, is really interesting too. And I find myself reading more and more about that side of it. Like when I read about the NFL or the CFL or whatever, more about the team building piece of it than the coaching and strategy. I feel like I've like kind of exhausted that over 10 years of reading about the strategy of football. Now it's like I enjoy reading about like how the Seahawks were put together, and that GM having two different Super Bowl teams, or the way the Ravens were put together when McDaniel was there. Like that kind of stuff is really cool to me.
Breaking news: Zach Collaros could be the next GM in the CFL.
There's a lot of guys waiting in the wings. No. Yeah.
You never know, man. You're good at what you set your mind to.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks.
Good to see you.
You too.